So today we are in beautiful Macomb Township at a major intersection here, 21 Mile and Garfield. And most of you watching this, I'm sure, have driven by this intersection many, many times. And you've seen us over the last couple of years, actually. We had a major project here that we did underneath for our sewer interceptor. Actually, it turned out to be an award-winning project, but what we were doing was something called spiral wound. So it looked like a big slinky that we were putting down the manhole here and then grouting it to rehabilitate the interceptor that runs through here. This particular area services obviously Macomb Township, and also Shelby Township comes through here in our big sewer our system. Anyway, we had to do a lot of rehabilitation to the interceptor because something called H2S, and I'm going to ask my videographer to follow us over here, because many of you have been asking, what's going on in this intersection? What's going in this corner here? This thing turned out so beautifully that many people have called and said, is that going to be a Starbucks? Where's the drive-through? I mean, we are very, very proud of this project. So the reason that we've built this now, after we did all of that rehabilitation, is because the reason we have to do that, concrete pipe that was put in decades ago, all over. Back in the day, everybody used a concrete pipe. But what happens with the sewer flow, right? It agitates. It's agitating all the time as it's moving. And when that happens, it creates something that we call H2S, which is a chemical reaction, hydrogen sulfide. And so this H2S is about as corrosive as an element as you can imagine for concrete. And what that does is it degrades the integrity of the concrete pipe, the interceptor, dramatically. That's why one of the reasons we had the big sinkhole on 15 Mile Road, why we're doing major rehabilitation to our underground infrastructure, our sewer interceptors here in Macomb County. You see some of the projects along 15 Mile Road, which we're making pretty good progress on now. But anyway, what we did with this particular building here is this is what we call the corrosion and odor control. Because this is an area here in this intersection where there's quite a bit of the sewage, sanitary sewage, all drops into our interceptor at the same area here. For years, people have been complaining about the odor. Now, for instance, if you're walking along a city street, you walk over a manhole cover and sometimes you smell something, that's sewer gas, right? That's what H2S is really, it's sewer gas. Anyway, we have had many complaints way before I got here in this neighborhood about odors. Sewer odors. And that is what the odor is. It's H2S, which is bad for our pipe. Not only bad for your sniffer when you're worried about the odors, but it's very bad for our pipes. So we have a very high-tech system now enclosed within this beautiful new building. And we've landscaped it beautifully. And what happens in here is we extract the sewer odor, right? The H2S, we're taking that out of the sewer. We run it through a very high-tech carbon media filter system. And then it's released, of course, back into the air harmlessly, odor-free. And the reason for this is it will extend the life of our sanitary sewer, which we've all paid for over the years. It will extend the life dramatically, significantly. So we've got several of these kinds of odor and corrosion projects that we're doing, these biofilters, so to speak, at several different areas within our system. We have one over in Clinton Township by one of our big pump stations. We have another one on 15 Mile Road that we're just about to put online. And it is going to help with odors, but it is also really going to significantly increase the life expectancy of our underground infrastructure, again, which is very expensive. This particular project was about $5 million. And I'm pleased to say I've been successful in getting different kinds of money outside of the ratepayers. So there will be no rate increase to the ratepayers of our system here because of these projects. So we've been able to fully pay for them without having a rate increase. And some of the money has come from other areas, federal, state, county, etc. So we're trying to work with all of our partners to do what we need to do, to invest as we need to in our underground infrastructure. But that's what this is. This is Steve Downing, who's my construction engineer. He's been the project manager on this. And now Steve and I are going to walk behind this building where we will pick up this video and he'll tell you what we're standing on. So join us there. Now Steve Downing, my construction engineer, and I are standing on our media chamber, which looks like just a piece of concrete to you, but a lot happened underneath here during this project. And I'm going to ask Steve to just go through what's underground here, what's in the building, and give us sort of a synopsis again of the project, if you would, Steve.
Yeah, well, thanks, Candice. As Candice indicates, we're standing on top of the media chamber here. It looks like a big concrete slab, but underneath us is a vault that houses the engineered carbon media. And this is where the magic happens. The foul air that we're pulling out of the interceptor that runs down Garfield from the fan inside the support building that was shown in the previous video pulls the air through this humidified chamber with the carbon media in it, where the bacteria is growing on this media. That bacteria is good because it's going to take the H2S and break it down. It gets rid of the H2S gas. It's pulling that bad air out of the sewer. It's not eating the concrete anymore. And then through the stacks over here to our right, it's exhausting clean, scrubbed air that's perfectly harmless to the area around us. We made sure during the design, we looked at the flow rates that were going to be exhausted out of this. We did air dispersion modeling just to make sure that the area was not going to be impacted negatively at all. And this project really is going to be a benefit to the community. As Candice mentioned earlier, there's been a long history of complaints at this particular intersection going back decades before the interceptor was extended up here. The township had a pump station here. Notoriously, pump stations and community connection drops generate H2S, and it was something that wasn't dealt with for a very long time. Going back to 2017-18, on the heels of the sinkhole, we did a full odor and corrosion study to identify the locations where we have high H2S and we have high degradation of our concrete. And we thought, well, it's going to be too expensive to go through and slip line all this concrete pipe with new Hobos or spray line it with other materials. And these are better alternatives to extending the useful life of our sewer system.
So it's important to note, I think, that not only, as you know, since I've had this job, we've been putting a ton of money into our what was previously neglected underground infrastructure. And we didn't want to do that anymore. I know that the county, the community here did not want to do that anymore. We made a big investment at different times, and we need to protect that investment. And then we need to go forward. We need to make sure we're investing for the next generation as well. And so as we're standing here on this chamber, we actually, you're looking at concrete here, but we actually are going to put AstroTurf down here. Why? Just because of aesthetics, right? As I say, Macomb Township is a beautiful community. I can't believe the way everybody landscapes their homes in Macomb Township. It's fantastic. And we want to be part of that, right? So we didn't want something here that looked like some, utility building that was, not attractive, particularly on a major intersection. So we actually installed sprinklers, which I never do at these projects, but we want to make sure that the sod is, sprinkled properly. We've got rose bushes growing here, and, some really good-sized trees that we've planted in here, and obviously some different kinds of plantings. So, whatever. Sometimes you just have to think about, what is this thing going to look like long term? And we just wanted, as I say, we need to do our job, but we also need to be part of the community in a very positive way. And we think that this project really accomplishes that. So let me just thank everybody for their patience that drive through here each and every day and wondering what was going on here. But now you know. So thanks for joining us.
Follow us on social media. For more information, explore our website. Reach out via email or connect through our toll-free hotline, 1-877-679-4337.